the twist and curl tutorial. Go from this to this. So I always start, of course, with freshly washed hair. I've washed my hair with the Eau Grace Naturals shampoo and I've conditioned it. I have my Denman brush that I'm going to use, Tangle Teaser, which is what I love using, and then I have clamps, hair clips, and then I have a scrunchie, of course, and then I have a couple of jewels to put in my hair. You can get those from your local beauty supply store, a comb, and my spray bottle. My leave-in conditioning spray by Eau Grace Naturals. Gotta have that. My curl pudding, Oh My Curling Curl Pudding by Eau Grace Naturals, of course. And my jelly gel, the Styling Jelly Gel by Eau Grace Naturals. So like I said, I started on washed hair. Of course, I washed it with my Eau Grace Naturals More Moisture shampoo, and I conditioned it and let my conditioner sit in about 30 minutes with the More Moisture conditioner. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to part your hair from ear to ear. And I do apologize because my parts may not be as straight as possible. So you're just going to start by parting your hair in the middle. I would say definitely at the ear range. And you're just going to go one part from one ear to the other ear. And this is going to be to start off with the twisting part of your twist. So after I have that part completely as straight as possible as I can get it, I'm gonna then take, and I just simply part it from ear to ear. After I've gotten that straight, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hair and I'm going to split it a little over about 3/4 of your hair in the front. So you don't want it to be in the middle, but you want it to be a little over, just basically in the direction that you want your part, because it's going to basically set up that part or side part action when you do your twist. For the twist and curls, you're just going to part your hair on whichever side you are comfortable with your part being on. So basically you're just going to do a side part, not a middle part, but a side part for this. You can do a middle part if that's what you want to do. You absolutely can do that to kind of give the style, if that's, middle parts work better for you. So you're going to actually give us a side part for that, and then you're going to take this hair and you're going to, of course, go through your steps. You're going to wet it, make sure it's completely saturated with water. You're going to take the leave-in conditioning spray. You're going to make sure you have condition, and basically it's going to help to detangle as well. So you're going to rub that through your hair before you start twisting. Then you're going to take, of course, your Tangle Teaser just to make sure your hair is completely detangled, because you want to make sure it's detangled so when you start twisting, your twists lay flat. They don't get all tangled or anything like that. Make sure that is done. After that, we're going to, of course, take our good old curling pudding, and we're going to put the curl pudding on top of that just to define our curls a little bit and to get ready to actually twist our hair. So yes, we're going to get that in there really good. Then, of course, we're going to take I'm just, of course, like the technique I have, I'm just making sure that I am getting each part of my hair saturated with the curl pudding. That is a very important step. You want to make sure each part is saturated, and then you're going to take, of course, some of your jelly gel, and you're going to put that on top just to make sure we seal in, give us a hole. We want to make sure our edges are also on fleek, so we want to make sure we put a little on our edges. I like to lay down the roots of my hair with the gel, so just make sure you're doing that, so that, of course, that's another way your twist will lay flat. And you're going to simply take this piece and you're going to, after you get your edges laid, so I'm going back in with my comb. That helps to lay my edges down just by kind of brushing them or combing them through. And then you're going to simply take this hair and you're just going to twist. I kind of 2-strand flat twist, and you're just doing it simply straight to the back with this portion of your hair. So you're just going to 2-strand twist that, and that's to the scalp. So you separate the hair in two and you just basically twist to the scalp. Once you get done with that, you're going to twist the ends. Going to twist that all the way down. And when you get to the end, you're going to make sure you twirl around the end so that it still gives you that curl. And you may just want to go in and, you know, in the process of twisting, you could have kind of got some hair out of place. You want to make sure and go in and just slick the hair back how it needs to be with your comb. You can use a fine tooth comb. I typically use that because that's going to help the hair stay in place. So that is how that twist for that side will look. And then you're going to go to the next side, which is a bigger portion. You want to make 2 twists on this side. So what you're going to do with the hair here is you're going to almost split this hair into 2. If you want to do like a kind of like a swirl or a swoop, you can definitely do that when parting your hair. I did a semi kind of swirl swoop. I will say I'm not the best at when it comes to parting my hair, so yeah, I did what I could. But yeah, I want, at the end, you want to have just a little bit of a swoop just to make, you know, just to give it a little spunky look with having that swoop at the top. So you want to have a little swirl, swoop kind of action when you part your hair at the top for this particular style. So as you can see, I'm just parting through, trying to get through all my hair. This part actually took me a little while to get myself together for. So yeah. So I finally got that section part swirl at the top. So I'm going to make sure my hair is wet. In the process, my hair does kind of dry out sometimes a little fast, which is crazy because it takes forever to dry when I sit in the dryer. But I just make sure my hair is completely saturated with water. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going in and wetting my hair. If some people will twist better on dry hair, I personally can't. I personally don't think I get as much definition. My hair doesn't slick down as well. So I always make sure my hair is completely wet, and it's easier to detangle when it's completely wet as well. So I'm just going in with my same steps. I'm going to make sure my hair is saturated. I'm going to take my leave-in conditioning spray, apply that to that section. That's going to help me keep my hair moisturized as I prep for this style, as I prep to put styling gels and puddings on top of it. And then it's going to help to detangle my hair. So I'm going to rub that through and just make sure it is completely saturated. My hair completely has that in it. Then I'm going to take my tangle teaser, and like I said, I'm going to detangle completely to make sure there are no kinks in my hair, because when you're twisting, you want to make sure there are no kinks whatsoever so that the twist can lay flat and they won't be all kinkied up, if that's a word. After that, of course, I'm going to take my good old curl pudding. I'm going to apply the curl pudding to my hair, and I'm going to just rub that in. And you guys know my technique. I rub that in from the roots to the bottom. I make sure it's completely on my hair. I make sure I just kind of work in. One thing I will say when I am doing any type of styling is for its braid out, twist outs, I put enough product on to actually define my hair if I'm going to wear wash and go. Some people just take the product and just rub a little through. That's fine, but for me, I want to make sure my hair is completely defined. So that may be a problem, or maybe the reasoning why you're not getting the definition, because you're not using enough product. So you want to just rub enough product in as if you're going to do a wash and go. So if you were doing a wash and go, you want your curls to be that defined. That's how defined you want them to look when you're actually applying products. So I'm going in, of course, I'm using some of my jelly gel. I'm slicking my edges down. So that is a technique that you can look into. If you feel like you're not getting enough definition and you should have more definition, then you may need to go back in and just apply a little bit more product. The great thing about Old Grace Naturals was I was determined to make a formula that did not leave a lot of residue in your hair. It didn't have that white residue on it. So Eau Grace Naturals is great on the residue thing, so you can definitely put it in your hair. I want you to put it through and make sure there's enough product so that you can get that definition that you want. So like I did, I take my fine tooth comb, and as you can see, it's laying my hair down really good. So you want to make sure you're doing a comb that has really fine teeth in it, so that when you brush it through or when you lay your edges down, it's actually laying your edges down completely. And just start twisting to the scalp. So you want to make sure you're doing it slowly, that no hair is getting tangled, so that you can have smooth, flat twist. And you want to make sure you're gripping all the hair, all your edges, everything is in that twist as you continue to twist on. And what happens is when you set your hair this way, when I do decide if I wanted to, do something different with my hair, I could always take the front down, and my hair is set with these flat twists, so I could still rock a twist out all over, because I have actually taken all the steps needed in order to set the twist in the front of my hair. So you want to make sure when you're doing your hair that you are planning, I kind of just do my hair and I'm able to wear more than one style with it, because like I said, I can take these twists down in the front and still rock a twist out all over. So I'm just going to twist that down. Like I said, you want to make sure you take the ends in your hair and twirl them around to make sure it forms that perfect curl. And I'm going to take, which is whatever I forgot to show on the other one, but I just simply took a rod roller and I'm just going to roll the ends of my hair. And this is going to give me more of a Bantu knottish type feel. As you can see, it's going to make the curls a little bit more bouncy. Just give it just a tad bit different. I would suggest that also for ladies that are transitioning. If you have some pieces of your hair that are still in the transition phase where they have not completely curled up, you can definitely use rod rollers. You can get them from your local beauty supply store, Sally's. They're probably a little bit cheaper at the local beauty supply stores than they are Sally's, but you can get them from Sally's. But this is also another alternative to the ladies that are transitioning. If you want to make your hair blend or have your hair blend, you just want to add some rod set rollers, perm rollers is what my grandmother called them. But you just want to add those to the ends of your hair just to give your hair that curl and make it blend in all over as you continue to transition. So as you can see, I'm on the last little section in the front of my hair before I just start doing just single strand twist. This is the last piece of twisting that I'm going to do. This last little section is also going to be flat twisted to the scalp. Like I said, I added my water. I did my basic steps. I'm adding my leave-in conditioner to this section. And I'm basically going to detangle. I'm going to add the curl pudding, and I'm going to add my gel and basically do the same steps that I did for the other sections of my hair. So I'm going to detangle. I'm detangling in this step, as you can see. Detangling is very important. A lot of people skip that step, but you want to make sure your hair is completely detangled, because if you don't, you'll have a lot of kinks, and that also can be another reason as to why your twist out is not coming out correctly. You have some frizz. It's because you're not completely detangling your hair. There's still kinks. There's still tangles. I used to actually skip this step. I was a firm believer of skipping this step. It actually it's not a good idea, because even after you wash the style out, it makes your hair just tangle, and the next time when you actually do detangle, it takes so much longer because you have not detangled your hair. So make sure you're not skipping that step. It is very imperative. As you can see, now I'm taking my curl pudding and I am putting it through my hair. Same steps like I said. Going to make sure I rub enough in to get that definition. You want to make sure you're rubbing enough product into your hair because you want to make sure that it's going to hold, first of all, and that you can also, you know, take the twist down and rock a twist out all over instead of having the twist in the front to kind of spice it up and make this hairstyle last long. So you kind of getting a 2-for-1 deal. So you want to make sure that it's completely detangled, no kinks or anything like that. Take your tangle teaser or your Denman brush or whatever your detangling tool is to do that. Your fingers also work very well as well. I'm going to take some of my jelly gel, of course, and I'm going to put that on top. Make sure you get into your roots to slick those down as you twist. I'm going to just continue to rub that gel through. And as you can see, the definition already coming through my hair. Just going through one last time to make sure the kinks are out before I flat twist. And I'm going to simply start flat twisting. So for my girls that actually flat twist, I do single strand twist when I do a twist out, but some girls do flat twisting. I do flat twisting seldomly. It seems to take a long time to dry. And with flat twisting, you have to be really careful when you're actually taking down your hair, because if you don't take your hair down correctly or you don't twist it correctly, and when I say twist it correctly, I simply mean that you're taking each section of hair and you're dividing it equally and you're actually twisting, flat twisting. If you don't do that correctly, a lot of times it can cause a lot of frizz. It doesn't turn out exactly how it's supposed to. So to me, flat twisting actually takes a little bit longer. And when I'm lazy, I just want to kind of throw some twist in my hair and be done. So I will do a flat twist tutorial later on, but I will just put that plug in that when you are doing flat twisting and you're doing it in a style of twist out, you want to make sure your hair is completely saturated with product and water, and that when you flat twist, you are equally dividing each section and you are flat twisting your hair to fidelity all the way to the scalp, and then you're making sure that there are absolutely no kinks in your hair, because that definitely can cause frizz and it can cause your flat twist style to not turn out exactly how it needs to turn out. So as you can see, I'm just continuing on to twist my hair to the end, and of course I'm going to get to the end of my hair and I'm going to twirl it around my finger to form that curl. And as you know, I am putting rod rollers in my hair, so it's not as imperative that I twirl the ends of my hair into that curl motion. But if you aren't putting any rod rollers at the end of your hair, I strongly suggest that you make sure you twirl it around your finger at the end, just so that it can form that curl and it can hold. So when you take your hair down, you'll have curled and defined ends instead of frizzy ones. So that is definitely a step you don't want to skip. So I've completed the front of my hair. As you can see, I just have those 3 twists in the front. I'm going to just go back in with some of my jelly gel, and I'm going to make sure my edges are completely slicked down because my hair is wet right now. So it's kind of the molding stage of the style. When your hair is wet, it's molding your hair into what it's going to look like when it's dry. So you want to make sure that you have each piece of hair completely secured down so that when it dries, it doesn't dry awkwardly and it doesn't dry sticking up or anything like that. You want to make sure each piece of your hair is actually slick down how it should be. As you can see, I have that down pat. So I'm just going to take these twists, and now it's just a simple sectioning of, and I just want to see exactly how it's going to form. As you can see, this is how my twist will lay once I actually put the jewels in and I dry my hair. So I'm putting a little bit more gel through the roots because you want to make sure your roots are also, like I said, they're slicked down so that when you take your hair down, it's not sticking up. You don't have any flyaway hairs. So the next step, what I'll do is I'm just going to simply take the rest of my hair in the back. And so I have my 2 twists. It's done. The front is done. The styling part, the difficult part I call, is done. So now all I have to do is simply take the hair in the back, and I'm just going to do 2-strand twisting as like I did in my other video, just straight up 2-strand twisting for the back of my hair. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. This part of the video will attempt to speed up a little bit. If you want to see how I actually flat twist, or I'm sorry, 2-strand twist my hair, you can go to my video on how to achieve the perfect twist out, and it will show you precisely how I apply the product, the steps I use, how I detangle my hair, and simply how I 2-strand twist my hair. So here it goes, ladies. And this is going to be how I'm on my last twist. So I have completely single strand twisted the back of my hair completely. As you can see, I'm on the very last twist finally. That process didn't take me too long to actually do. So I'm rolling my last roller up, and this is basically how it looks. As you can see, twister still defined, still really pretty. This is how it's gonna look. I'm gonna actually just sit under the dryer. It looks like I missed one, so I have to go back and roll that one up. So I'm going to actually sit under my hooded dryer, which is what I showed you in the other video of the perfect twist out. You can go to that video to reference. It's just a bonnet sit under dryer that I can actually sit in the bed and sit under. I'll sit under there for probably like 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll of course sleep in my rollers with a satin bonnet on top of my hair, and then I will return and show you the finished and final product. Alrighty. This is my hair on the next day. As you can see, I still have shine to it. Everything is still intact. I'm going to take a little bit of the jelly gel just to make sure my edges are on fleek and that they are laying down completely. I'm taking my fine tooth comb and just combing that through to make sure that everything stays into place. As you can see, this is how the front looks, how everything looks. Another thing I didn't reference in the other videos, I believe, was the gems. You can get those from your local beauty supply store. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually just remove all the rollers from my hair. So I have all the gems added into my hair. As you can see, this is how it looks with them in. I think I want to add just one more to the beginning of that particular twist just to give it a little bit more spice. Just going to add that in. Okay, and then, so that's how it looks. And now I'm about to remove the twist, and I just simply unravel my twist. I separate each twist in the middle, find a middle meeting part, and I simply separate. I don't do a lot of teasing or anything like that. I simply just separate my twist, and as you can see, that is the definition that comes from it. Just simply untwisting. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to untwist all the twists, and then you can see the final product and how it looks afterwards. So this is the final product of how it looks. As you can see, my twists are very, my takedown was very kind of quick because I fast forwarded, but this is the final product, how it looks. As you can see, rolling it at the end does give it that different type of feel. So this is the final product.